So, friends, I am ready to take the journey further. Are you ready? Let's continue our journey of voluntary blood donation program of Friends Society further. As I told you, I'll be narrating only the anecdotes and not the other things. But before I mention the next anecdote, I want to mention two more friends who were missed in my yesterday's list who had worked in the initial period, namely Dadyansh Patel and Perin Mistry. Dadyansh Patel, if I do not mistake, he was living in SP Hall for sure, but whether he was Niranjan's room partner or not, I am not sure. But I am sure of one thing, he was the first treasurer of Friends Society. Perin Mistry was a student of Faculty of Social Work. She lived very close by on Fatehganj Main Road, and she used to frequent Friends Society and help from time to time in several of the activities. She was also a link between some of the trustees of the Fatehganj Camp Hindu Mahajan Mandal who is owning the present campus. Some of the trustees there and Friends Society, she was a very good link. Let me resume to the anecdote of voluntary blood donation. The next is little emotional one. I hinted at it. I told you that when I talk of voluntary blood donation, I remember Yusuf Bora. Yusuf was one of the early volunteers of Friends Society. He was studying in engineering college and he was a unique person. I told you about his role in the blind school and his participation in the play which he directed for the blind students and his involvement in chalk making and also for the cheer program. Yusuf had he was a very active volunteer of blood donation group also. Obviously, he would donate blood and he did every time. But there was a peculiarity of which no one knew. Every time before he went to the bed for donating blood, he would come quietly to me, put a small folded sheet in my pocket, in my shirt pocket, and he would tell me that don't read this. When I finish this, or in any other case, you can open and read it. He took a promise every time that I will not read it. So I was getting curious, but I respected his feelings. One day, when he finished the blood donation, he had given the blood, and when he came and demanded for the slip, I insisted that I wanted to know what does it contain. He took a promise from me that I will not share with anyone. I am breaking that promise. He opened that slip and made me read. You know what it was containing? It read as under. Yusuf had written, I am giving blood on my own volition. If something happens to me, I am responsible for it. Because I am a patient of rheumatic fever and I am told that there is some damage of my heart valves. I was stunned. I told you, so what are you doing? You are doing this against medical advice. Not only for yourself. In the interest of the recipient, you should not donate blood. But this was his involvement. This was his commitment to give blood anyway. That is Yusuf Bora. The next is a very hilarious event. You would say blood donation and hilarious. Yes, when you listen to it, you'll agree with me. I had passingly mentioned about it in my initial written posts on General Body. I had made mention of Mukesh Patel. Mukesh Patel had come from Ahmedabad to study in Faculty of Commerce. He was brilliant and commerce was by his option and not by force. He was a tall person. He was a huge personality, excellent English, and he could, हम बोलते हैं ना कि वो छा जाता था. He was that type of personality. He was in charge of voluntary blood donation program of French Society. It was in his time that we broke all previous records. First time, French Society crossed the figure of 1000 units in a year, in a single year. Friends, one day, exactly on 23rd September 1973, he came in the early morning at around 7 in my room in Dhanvantri Hostel of today, in those days old Interni Hostel. It is located behind the SSG hospital in the residential campus. He woke me up from the sleep and told me, Sala Sagun Sharam Nathi Avdi, Suto Che, Ut, Ubo Tha. I was surprised. I said, what is that, Mukesh? અરે શું છે 4 દિવસ પછી અમારી ફેકલ્ટીમાં બ્લડ ડોનેશન કેમ્પ છે એન્ડ યુ આર સ્લીપિંગ કમ ગેટ રેડી એન્ડ કમ વિથ મી વી હેવ ટુ ગો કેનવાસિંગ એન્ડ બિફોર દેટ યુ હેવ ટુ મીટ માય ડીન I said, Mukesh, give me a few minutes, I'll brush my teeth and get ready. You just change the clothes, he said. No brushing teeth. Just go and wash the face and come back. We have no time. He ordered. Took me to Commerce Faculty, which was close by. On the way, he told me that I should keep mum when he was talking to his dean, and I should not disagree with anything what he said. I agreed. When we went, there was one Dr. Choksi. He was the dean of Commerce Faculty at that time. He took me to the chamber of the dean, and he said, Sir, here is Dr. Sagun Desai. He is from Medical College, Baroda. I looked at him, bit surprised. He signaled that I should keep quiet. I kept quiet. Dr. Choksi said, Yes, Dr. Saab, come, please sit down. I said, Tell me, sir, what can I do for you? He pleaded. He said, Dr. Saab, please don't keep the blood donation camp in our faculty. You don't know our students. If something goes wrong, they'll start creating problems for me and for everyone. You know the students of Commerce Faculty. That was reputation in those days. Now it was testing moment for me. But then I was young. I told him, sir, don't worry. Nothing will go wrong. Blood donation is a noble activity for humanity, and I'm sure nothing will go wrong. He still insisted, you don't know my students. Then I said in a filmy style, I said, sir, जो लोग एक हाथ से पत्थर फेंकते हैं ना, वही दूसरे हाथ से खून देते हैं. He gave up. He said, you do what you want. He then asked Mukesh, what do you want? What do you expect? Mukesh said, sir, permission from you to go around and campaign among students about the blood donation camp. Dr. Sagun Desai will address them. He agreed. Can you imagine, friends? In the morning session, starting at around 7:38 till about 1, we had gone to 23 classes and addressed the students. And post-lunch, which was in Satkar just opposite, post-lunch, it was further 22. 45 meetings in a single day. I don't know how I could do it. In every class we would walk in. Mukesh was a towering personality. He would shout and tell the students, keep quiet. Don't you see Dr. Sagun Desai has come from Medical College, Baroda to talk on blood donation. You know that we are holding this camp on Monday. So you have to be, listening to him. Would you like to listen to him in English or Gujarati? Friends, at this day, a correction. The blood donation camp was on 23rd of September, and this event was taking place 4 days prior to that. The students would give the option, English or Gujarati, and I had no problem. I could talk in either language with comfort. It was going on smoothly till the last session. We reached to their common room. The noise of Garba was coming from inside. The girl students of Commerce Faculty were dancing Garba. It was around Navratri time. Mukesh went in, took me in, and he said, girls, keep quiet. Don't you see Dr. Sagun Desai has come from Medical College, Baroda to talk to us on voluntary blood donation, and you are dancing Garba here? Shame on you. There was sudden silence. Then he asked, now girls, tell me, would you like to listen to Dr. Desai in English or Gujarati? The girls were revengeful. They said Hindi. Now it was Mukesh who was stunned. He looked at me. I signaled, don't worry, I'll manage. And I started. I said, मेरी प्यारी बहनों, आज आपने मुझे राष्ट्रभाषा में बोलने के लिए कहा है जिसे मैं मेरा सौभाग्य समझता हूँ और मैं मेरा गौरव भी समझता हूँ। आज मैं आपके सामने रक्तदान के बारे में बात करूँगा, लेकिन उसके पहले आपको जानना चाहिए कि रक्त क्या है, रक्तकण क्या होता है, रक्त रंजक क्या होता है, रक्तचाप क्या होता है। And friends, you know what happened. They all roared, English, English. And I solved my problem. Friends, that was the day. 4 days down the line, the blood donation camp was occurring in Commerce Faculty. The number was increasing, rising. And you know where we reached. But before that, let me tell you, the students were preparing themselves to pelt stones, but for a different reason. Because we wanted to close the camp. The students wanted to continue the camp because they wanted to break all-time record which they had already broken. But they wanted to surpass the total figure of Faculty of Engineering. We had already collected 234 units of blood. In a single camp, it was for the first time in Gujarat at that time that so many units of blood was collected. We pleaded to them with folded hands. We promised them that we'll come again, we'll have another camp, but let us close it today because the blood bank has capacity to stock at a time 200 units. These 34 units are also being stored in the deep refrigerators of the staff members of the college. The students understood and they realized and they cooperated. Friends, this was yet another anecdote related to Friends Society Blood Donation Program. I think I'll stop here so as to transport this, so as to post this to you safely. We meet again. See you.